All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Saturday football special here for high school football. Coming to you live from the Upper Peninsula. The Gaylord Blue Devils have traveled north as they'll take on the Marquette Sentinels today in this Big North Conference clash. Charles Strail along with Shane Smith here on the Jimmy John's pregame show, getting you ready for the Blue Devils and the Sentinels. Shane Smith, hey, pleasure to be with you once again on a Saturday afternoon.
Yes, indeed, Charles. Couldn't ask for better weather here up this far north in the northwestern UP. This time of year, you might be expecting some 50s and some wind, but boy, are we happy to have right around 80 degrees. The sun's setting nicely. We've got a great game ahead of us in store. These two teams, like you said, part of the Big North Conference, Marquette and Gaylord. You know, Marquette's gone undefeated so far this season. Gaylord's found a little trouble early, but they have a great defensive side of the ball, Charles.
The strength of this Gaylord Blue Devil defense is certainly on the inside with Keaton Abraham and Connor Byron locking down those wide defensive end positions. They're going to need a big game out of both of those players tonight to hold down this Marquette offense that is capable of putting up points in a hurry.
Yes, indeed.
And it'll be Byram kicking it off for the Blue Devils, getting things going.
And back there to receive for the Sentinels is Pierce Pitsley this evening, as well as Kyler Sager. Up and away we go to begin the game.
So this will be the first time we get to look at this Marquette offense. Marquette defeating Alpena last week, blanking the Wildcats.
I believe it was 51-0 was the score there. So Gaylord, they've got some tough competition ahead of them. But we've seen them time and time again so far this season, them being able to handle the defensive side of the ball very well, only allowing a handful of touchdowns across the first two games. I believe less than 5, Charles.
Yeah. Blue Devils gave up 2 to Kingsley and then 1 to Traverse City West.
So here we go, Ford Richardson and company for the Sentinels, getting ready to start their opening play of the game from their own 20-yard line. Run up the side we go. That was Bodie Bennett, tackled by Blake Davis for the Blue Devils.
And that's what the Blue Devils are going to need to do here. Flow fast to the ball. Marquette wants to get outside and utilize their speed and athleticism on the perimeter. But that does also kind of lend itself into the strength of this Blue Devil team as well, Shane.
Yeah, no doubt. So no gain there on that play. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Sentinels looking to try it again. A lot of experienced players. Ford Richardson, Jacob Maffei, just to name a couple here on the Sentinels squad. And that'll be a handoff right up the center. Good yardage here from Drew Bradley. Tackle ultimately made by Connor Byram.
That's got enough yardage for a first down, though. Looks like they're going to pick up about 13 yards on the carry there, Shane.
Yeah, good way to start here against that strong Gaylord defense. Making a statement early, a nice run right up the gut.
Yeah, Drew Bradley going at 6'1", 210. So he's a physically imposing runner for the Sentinels. Blue Devils are definitely going to have to control that run game here.
So 1st and 10 from Marquette's 35, apologize. And that is Drew Bradley working his way up the center again for about 5, eventually brought down by Davis yet again.
So Blake Davis so far with 2 tackles here for the Blue Devils in the first 3 plays. However, Marquette, after that first down run for no gain, their last 2 runs have averaged 8 yards a carry. So the Blue Devils might be bringing a little run blitz here to try and slow down this Marquette running game.
Yes, indeed. 8 runs a carry. Certainly not a bad mark to have to begin a game. So 2nd and 5 from the 40. And that's Bradley working up the center yet again. Not able to gain much there. Byram once again on the tackle.
Yeah, Byram making his 2nd tackle of the game, and the Blue Devils brought 5 guys there to try and halt this running game for the Sentinels. And Byram was able, because of the pressure that the Blue Devils brought, able to kind of loop around and make the play in the backfield. Well, right at the line of scrimmage, I should say.
Yep. 3rd and 5 from the 40. Just about 2 minutes have clicked off the clock so far.
It's the first time we see them in empty formation.
Yeah. Richardson getting ready to throw here. Finds a man. The ball is tipped, so that'll bring up 4th down for the Sentinels, and they'll likely be punting. The man that got his hand on the ball once again was Byram.
So we talked about it in the pregame show here that Connor Byram and Keaton Abraham are the most impactful defensive players for the Blue Devils. So far on the first defensive stance, Byram with 2 tackles and a pass batted down. So he's already having his fingerprints all over this game so far, Shane. And they're going to need a big performance from 89 and White tonight if the Blue Devils want to come out of here with a victory.
And a nice boot deep down the field. Recepted nicely by Collins. And a gain of about 8 there off the initial catch. Wattier there on the tackle.
So this will be the first time we see the Blue Devil offense. It'll be interesting to see which quarterback they start with. Looks like Ethan Kent's coming out here to lead the charge for the Blue Devils on their first possession of the game. The Blue Devils still haven't scored this year, and they're looking to try to get off the schneid here against the Marquette Sentinels. It would be nice if they were able to put something together here on their opening drive of the game, Shane.
Yeah, it sounds like they're still struggling. You told me earlier that they have 3 different quarterbacks that they're going back and forth between. So we'll see what Kent can do here. Putting his name on the game early. It'll be a run up the center for the Blue Devils. Gain of a couple, maybe as many as 3. Kyler Sager there on the tackle for the Sentinels. And the man running the ball was Noah Vanderveer. No, they'll give him 4 on that play.
So interesting, the Blue Devils come out in an offside I formation, just a straight handoff to Vanderveer. Picking up 4 yards on 1st and 10. No coach is ever going to complain about that one. If you're able to do that once more, you're going to have very good 3rd and manageables all game long.
That's exactly right. So 2nd and 6 coming up right at the Blue Devil 35. Another run up the gut. This time it was snuffed out by Grant Simon of the Sentinels. An excellent job there, keeping Smoniak from getting anywhere.
Yeah, big time play by Simon. He just stayed at home, didn't get sucked into all the action going on in the backfield, and he was just waiting there on that end around by Simoniak. And he gets well, it's about a 7-yard tackle for loss.
Yeah. Well, Marquette started out, had nice gains to begin, a good 13-yard run to show off their running speed. Now having some good defensive stops, including a tackle for loss. Gaylord with a 3rd and long, 12 yards coming up here to try and mount with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pass caught by Simoniak once again. That one will be kept well short of the line of gain by Grant Simon once more.
Yeah, they ran that little 7-yard out route, got a completion. It's just that the Sentinels were playing back at 10 yards depth, really protecting the first down marker. So anything in front that they were going to be able to come up, rally, and force out of bounds or pursue and tackle to. And that's exactly what Simon did there. Grant Simon making a nice play for the Sentinels to force this Blue Devil punt. And first time we get to see Connor Byram, the right leg of a first-team All-State Special Teams player last year.
Yeah. Both teams struggling to get past their own 45-yard line to start. Sager back deep to receive this one. That one takes a wicked bounce there at the 25, and that's where it will be stopped by the Blue Devils. So, Charles, looks like we've got our first break to take, and we'll be back on the other side of this in about 30 seconds. Next Level Broadcasting with Gaylord Blue Devil Athletics.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right. Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Marquette starting their second series this game, with Drew Bradley getting a nice run up the side there. Nearly got the first down. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short by, looks to be Caven Cole.
Yeah, nice pickup on first down for the Marquette Sentinels. Caven Cole just coming out there making that play. Good pursuit. He came all the way from his safety position to make that tackle.
So 2nd and 2 coming up for the Sentinels. Starting off on their run game strong in this game. A little over 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. That's Bradley taking it once more. Got enough for a first down. Robiadek there getting the stop.
That'll pick up a first down for the Sentinels, move the chains. So far, Marquette has been coming out with a steady diet of runs.
Yeah.
We've seen them drop back and pass one time, and it was batted down by Connor Byram at the line of scrimmage. So Marquette really testing the front four of the Gaylord Blue Devils here on these outside running plays, as we've seen the most recent 2 plays.
So 1st and 10 from Marquette's own 37. And this time it's Grant Simon working his way up the sideline. Pushed out of bounds. There's a late flag here.
Yeah, it was Isaac Collins who brought down Simon, and that's going to be a horse collar tackle going against Isaac Collins. He got into the shoulder pads and just kind of pulled and yanked to bring down the ball carrier Simon, and that's going to add 15 yards to the end of the run. So that penalty was thrown at the 40. This is going to push the Sentinels into Blue Devil territory. They will spot this ball maybe just shy of the Blue Devil 45-yard line.
Wow. You know, Charles, I've been doing this with you now for this is my 4th season. I have never seen as many horse collar calls as I have so far this season. This has to be at least my 4th in about the same number of games I've been able to call with this company so far this year. So good to see the refs calling more of these, and gives the Sentinels excellent position here, just as you said, at the Gaylord 45. Just under 6 minutes have gone by so far in this first quarter. And a big stop there by Keaton Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham able to get down Simon. Simon still picking up 4 yards, and the Sentinel offense is just kind of chewing up yardage right now. 4 yards, 3 yards, 7 yards.
Yeah.
And they've done it all on the ground. And right now, Grant Simon really just getting a lot of these carries. 6'2", 215. You know, if I was an offensive play caller, I'd be giving him the ball too.
A slow and steady attack here. This works great to Marquette's efforts later on in the game, tiring out the long-standing Gaylord defensive line here as they go for it on 2nd and 6, right up the gut again, only able to gain about a yard or so. Looks to be Cowper there getting the stop on the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, Zach Cowper was able to kind of bridge the pulling guard and just kind of shoot the gap and bring down Simon from behind after a minimal gain on 2nd down. So big 3rd down here, 3rd and 5. Marquette will have the whole playbook available to them here. Obviously, if you run it, you would expect them to go for it on 4th down as well.
Oh,
so
yeah, no doubt.
A lot open here for the Sentinels.
4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bradley once again not able to gain more than a yard there, so it'll be 4th and a long 4 coming up for them as Byram once again on the stop.
Yeah, a lot of Blue Devils were in on that. First man was Byram, but 3 or 4 Blue Devils swarmed to the ball there. Also Luke Rabaidic and Byram in there on the stop.
So with that, a 4th, and they did not get the ball past the original line of scrimmage there, so it'll be 4th and 5, of course, going forward here. Even if they were to come short, Gaylord would have 60-plus yards to have to get down to their end of the end zone.
Watch the hard count here.
And this time, Ford Richardson with a good wide-open pass. And the connection with Pitsley there. Touchdown, Sentinels.
Well, that's a great-looking play. They faked like they're going to run a speed option to the left, and then Pitsley faked the block, and then as soon as the cornerback looked in the backfield, Pearsley took off and doubted on a little post pattern, and a great ball right on Pitsley's numbers. Puts the Sentinels up 6-0 here with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
So the point after attempt no good there by Marquette, so it will remain a 6-0 game. So with that, Charles, looks like we're going to be taking another step aside here from our broadcast for a quick commercial break. A word from our friends at Collar Clinic, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds. Stay tuned.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
Well, Charles, we want to thank our pregame sponsor, Jimmy John's. Away games call for freaky fast meals on the road. We know all about that, don't we?
Yep.
That's where Jimmy John's comes in to turn travel time into dinner time with their freaky fast gourmet sandwiches and their brand new location in Gaylord across from Hobby Lobby. That's Jimmy John's, freaky fast and freaky strong. So strong, a tornado couldn't move them. So here we go, a little, well, to be honest, Charles, I don't know what happened there. I think that was supposed to be a squib kick attempt.
It was supposed to be a squib kick attempt, but it bounced off of a Sentinel, and it's going to be Gaylord football at the 41-yard line. So the Blue Devils catch a break here on an error by the Sentinels. You don't see that play happen all that often, but what happened is the ball ricocheted off the kicker's leg after he kicked it. They were going for a little onside or sneaky squib kick, and this is the best field position that the Blue Devils will have so far in the game. They were backed up early on their first possession, but the Sentinels are giving them one here, spotting them on their Sentinel 40. So let's see if the Blue Devils can make the most of it here and make the Sentinels pay for that error.
Boy, that's a kick I'm sure they'd love to have back. So with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Blue Devils getting excellent field position to start. The initial handoff to Vanderveer, not able to get anywhere. Multiple Sentinels there on the tackle. It looks like Fuse there was the first one to get to him. And Talon Smith as well credited on that one. So Gaylord here struggling to get past that line of scrimmage, have not had a first down so far in this game. So 2nd and 10 coming up from their own 40, 3 minutes exactly to go here in this quarter. That'll be a quarterback keeper.
That's Kent, yeah. He's going to pick up a nice gain of about 7 yards on that keeper.
And it looks to be Carter Williams
and
Plantanga as well there on the tackle for the Sentinels. Yep. So 2.5 minutes, the clock ticking down here. Gaylord did get a nice 7-yard gain there on that play, one of the biggest singular plays they've had so far this game. Trying to go for it again, Kent with that nice keeper. He'll be throwing for it this time, evades a tackle, finds himself wrapped up even more. The first man to get to him was Grant Simon for the Sentinels.
Yeah, that's going to get the Blue Devils pushed back. I mean, it's going to go down as a 9-yard loss with the sack by Simon on that 3rd down. So it's going to force a punt. Blue Devils will now have an opportunity to see if they can have a special teams diamond of a play here, with Byram having a chance to pin the Sentinels deep back within their own territory if he can drop this one down. Let's see, Sager is setting up at his own 10-yard line. So the Blue Devils with an opportunity maybe to flip the field and get something even more to their advantage.
So 2 possessions now for Gaylord. Both times not able to get a first down. So they'll have to bury this one deep, and indeed they do. Hits at the 7-yard line. Gaylord burying it right there at the 1-yard line.
That's exactly what you want to do. Once again, Connor Byram doing his thing. Special teams. He was Division III first-team All-State special teams player last year, and you saw it right there on that punt. Put enough hang time underneath that one so that way his coverage team could get down there and field that and pin the Sentinels deep within their own 2-yard line, or spotted at the 1. So an excellent job there by the Gaylord special teams.
Now Gaylord, what a chance they would have here if they could get the safety, then get the ball right back in their hands with a chance to take the lead. So we'll see if they're able to work some magic here with Marquette buried deep all the way back at their own 1-yard line. We will step away here for another quick 15 seconds.
Now's the time to fly from your Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And that was Abraham on the stop. Abraham, for the Blue Devils. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play, still at the 1-yard line. Tough spot here for Marquette to be. So 2nd and 10 coming up here In fact, the ball is positioned inside the 1 yard line, Charles. So Gaylord, if they can work a little magic here, could easily get the safety and get the ball right back into their possession.
Yeah, if you're the Sentinels, you got to be careful not to have like a holding penalty here in the end zone. That would also be a safety as well. Blue Devils showed a blitz coming from their linebackers, and the Sentinels looked like they flinched. So that's going to be a half the distance to the goal penalty. It'll be about a 2-inch penalty.
Yeah, half the distance to the goal from the 3/4 yard line. All right. So now a foot in front of the end zone. Marquette here with 35 seconds to work with to try and get something out into the field a little bit before this quarter comes to an end. Looks to be probably their last attempt. Ford Richardson. Twins to the top there. Oh, was the catch made? Indeed, no, it was not. Broken up by Vanderveer. Excellent job there by Gaylord.
Man, that was a great play by Noah Vanderveer coming over to break that one up. Jacob McPhee, the big 6'6", 225-pound wide receiver, had that one in his hands, and Vanderveer had a very nice, clean, legal hit to disrupt that pass and make it incomplete.
And there's 1 second left on the game clock here. So Marquette, 3rd and 11, somehow from about their half-yard line. We'll try for one more play before time expires. And there we go. The refs just let us know 6 seconds will go back up on the clock.
So this is a key play here for the Blue Devil defense. If they're able to get a stop here, Marquette would be punting from the confines of their 1-inch line.
The nose of the football literally is sitting just in front of that white line, ladies and gentlemen. This is as far back as you can be.
And it looks like the Sentinels are going to take a timeout here, so we're going to stop and take a timeout as well.
All right, sounds good, Charles. We'll be back here in about 30 seconds. Stay tuned.
We all know northern Michigan winters take a toll on our parking lots and driveways, but Gaylord Seal Coating has you covered. A proud sponsor of local high school athletics, Gaylord Seal Coating specializes in infrared seamless asphalt repair, hot pour crack filling, striping, and more. Need a new snowplow solution this winter? GSC can do that too. Commercial, residential, private roadways, and associations, Gaylord Seal Coating is your answer. Give them a call today at 989-732-5003.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And welcome back in. We want to thank Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. It's time to get away to your dream destination. Like many, that means flying in or out of northern Michigan. Where you're looking to fly out of the area this fall, look to fly, then take to the sky with TVC. Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your best getaway to the world, offering services from Allegiant, American, Delta, Sun Country, and United Airlines. Visit tvcairport.com for up-to-the-minute flight schedules and to book your next getaway today.
Big time opportunity for the Blue Devil defense here, Shane and everybody tuning in. 3rd and 10 from the Marquette 1-inch line.
Not words you hear too often. And the deep ball downfield, broken up by Gaylord. Excellent job. No, Grant Simon, he was able to get a handle on it. He's taking it all the way to the end zone. Wow, Charles, a 100-yard play right there.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable play, just running a straight go route. Kyler Sager, number 3, just said, hey, let me turn on my jets here, activate the afterburners, and he caught that at about the 45-yard line and then just scooted all the way in for a 99-yard touchdown. Let's call it 99 yards and 11-inch touchdown. Well, there's no inches in yards, but my metric system.
35-inch touchdown,
yeah.
There you go.
It was incredible. What a pitch and catch from quarterback to wide receiver. Kyler Sager just said, let me turn on my track speed.
Sager had 2 different guys right on top of him for Gaylord, was able to haul it in and make that run. One of the most incredible plays that I've seen so far this season.
And that ball was put right on top of him. Didn't have to break stride at all. I mean, shoot, He didn't barely even move his arms as he was running in full stride. It just dropped in right into the breadbasket, as they like to say. Now, there is a flag down. I would imagine that this play or this flag is for unsportsmanlike conduct, for a celebration.
No, it'll be against Gaylord.
Oh, wow.
Personal foul. Interesting. And the kick was good. So we can put 13-0 on the board. Marquette with an excellent play. You can tell Ford Richardson is a very experienced junior quarterback, 6'1", 195. He's got some height over the rest of the field and some experience and strength in that arm to be able to pull off such a play. Ladies and gentlemen, that got the crowd going here, and we're going right with them to a quick commercial break. So we'll be back here in just a few moments after a word from our sponsors. Next Level Broadcasting with Gaylord Athletics. Stay tuned.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
I'm Ryan Beningo, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Here we are. Welcome back to Marquette Senior High School. The Gaylord Blue Devils down 13-0. That kick went into the end zone, so the Blue Devils will set up shop at their own 20. Charles Strail, Shane Smith. Welcome to the second quarter here. And if you're just now joining us, that first quarter ended with some fireworks, Shane, didn't it?
Some fireworks indeed. A 99-yard, 2-foot, and 11-inch play. An excellent throw from Ford Richardson to Kyler Sager all the way down the field. He had two different Blue Devil defenders on him. Was able to take it with no problem, get down to the end zone, backed up to your 1-inch line, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't ask for any better for Marquette. They're up 13-0, so Gaylord with their third attempt of the evening here with a run up the center. A nice gain there. It'd be enough for a first down from Collins. And Zach Leonard there finally able to make the tackle. Boy, there wasn't much between Leonard and the end zone for Collins.
No. Leonard basically with a much larger gain saving tackle there as Collins had a burst, and he gets out for 13 yards on that first down handoff.
So Blue Devils already getting to about where they've been pretty much all game long, inside of their own 35. And that'll be a handoff once again to Collins. Able to gain a few. Drew Erickson coming up with a stop there. So second and about 7 coming up here for the Blue Devils now.
And we've seen this a couple times so far with the Blue Devil offense. They've been able to get some good gains on the ground, but they just haven't been able to string together consistent positive plays. We saw the Simoniak tackle for loss, and then we saw the Ethan Kent sack on those first two possessions that really stalled out those drives. So Gaylord got to do a good job of staying in good down and distances, not getting behind the chains.
Well, they'll need a big gain here, 2nd and 7. A nice run there.
Yeah, that was Simoniak, and got brought down by Leonard, and that's going to give them
third manageable, about 2 yards coming up.
Yeah, and these are the down and distances that the Blue Devils want to be in. 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
On their last possession, it was 3rd and 14, or excuse me, it was like a 3rd and 9. Kent got sacked. Their first possession, they had that tackle for loss, which set them back on that Simoniak reverse. And this possession so far, if they can pick up this 3rd down, maybe they can start getting some momentum going.
Blue Devils on the positive side of the 40-yard line for the first time tonight. And this will be enough for a first down and a few more off a nice run by Simoniak once again. And we've got, Ben Rayhorn there, bringing him down as he works his way almost to midfield right there at Gaylord's own 49-yard line. So already a much improved drive compared to what we've seen, Charles.
Yeah, they picked up 3 first downs here And this is kind of a make or break possession for the Blue Devils. They really need to get something going here, something positive, even, just get Byram attempt in field goal territory, get some points on the board.
So a handoff was absolutely snuffed out immediately by the Sentinels. Plantanga there taking care of business. Wow.
Also, Talon Smith in there. Talon Smith and Plantanga just blowing that thing up. I believe it was Smith who got in there first, Shane. I mean, that was a pretty impressive tackle for loss, pushing the Blue Devils back 4 yards. And this is now the third possession where they've had a
sizable behind the chains distance here. 2nd and 14, back at their own 45. Obvious passing situation here. Kent lets that one fly. Broken up, no good there. That was 14, Zach Leonard, all over it.
Yeah, and the intended target was Luke Robidic.
I believe it's Robidic, Charles.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun with that one all night.
Robidic.
We'll work on that one, ladies and gentlemen. So 3rd and 14 coming up here. Yet again, Gaylord having some trouble. They had that third manageable 2 yards just a moment ago. Now they're backed up another obvious passing situation here to try and get into the Marquette Sentinel side of the field for the first time this game.
Once again, 3rd and long here for Kent.
He rears back, nice deep ball, a lot of contact between Rubiadek and Ben Rayhorn there.
Yeah, Rayhorn was running stride for stride with the Blue Devil intended target, and that's going to force another punt here. And it's kind of disheartening because the last time the Blue Devils got a really good punt from Connor Byram, downed it inside the 1, had 2 consecutive stops, and then gave up a really long touchdown.
A really long touchdown. You don't get any longer than that, Charles.
That's true.
99 yards, 2 feet and 11 inches is what we're going to give the unofficial measurement here from Next Level Broadcasting. So another big punt needed with Sager back deep at his own 15-yard line this time. That one will sail out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another bill to pay. So this is Next Level Broadcasting in accordance with Gaylord Athletics, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and Gaylord Athletics. So we'll be right back here in about 30 seconds. Stay tuned.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime, engineered to be stronger. Our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, off the punt return, a big one indeed from Drew Bradley. Well, looks like he'll be just inside of Gaylord territory, Charles.
Yeah, that was a nice run there by Drew Bradley. He was able to take that thing from the Marquette 30 all the way down into Gaylord territory. But it looks like this one's going to be coming back, Shane, as the Sentinels looked like they got called for a holding penalty. So it looks like this one's going to be swept away from that penalty. And that's the first penalty against the – or excuse me, second penalty against the Sentinels here in this game. First penalty actually happened at about the half-inch line. So
yeah, well, there was also the horse collar as well.
That was Gun Gaylord.
That was, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we have a moment, Gaylord Seal Coating. If you've grown up in northern Michigan, you've grown up with cracked roads, parking lot pavement that you can't trust, and potholes the size of offensive linemen. It looks like some of these linemen would have a hard time filling those up today. If your driveway, parking lot, or other surface needs an overhaul, check out the pros at Gaylord Seal Coating. Gaylord Seal Coating has you covered. And here we are, another pass, little flick over to Drew Bradley, not able to get more than a couple there. Marquette was backed up well inside their own 25. They had a first and about 16 here, Charles. Looks like they weren't able to gain a single yard of that.
So for all the people tuning in from home that might be wondering why that run got brought back to the Marquette 24-yard line, it's because the holding penalty was enforced 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul was the like the 33.
Yep.
So it got brought back 10 yards.
Well, so Gaylord had another lucky break here. Ford Richardson scurrying around, finding a hole, got some room this time, spins his way north of the 30, the 40, finally gets dragged down just short of the 50-yard line.
Man, what a scramble for Richardson. That play started at the 24 and ended at the 48. Pickup of 24 yards there by Richardson on that scramble. He initially started out as a little play pass looking to find something over the middle. The Blue Devils had it covered up. Keaton Abraham had a line on him, but Richardson was able to make him miss. And then once he got out to the backside of the Blue Devil defense, there wasn't a lot of defenders over there.
Yeah.
And Richardson just did the rest with his legs.
Mason Salisbury was the only one there between Marquette and the end zone once again, able to stop him right at the 47-yard line. So 7 1/4 minutes to go here in the first half. Time is ticking by in a hurry on this one. Marquette still up 13-0, marching their way down the field some more. Ford Richardson trying to keep that one alive. Gains maybe 2, brought down by Caden Keck.
And Connor Byram in there as well. So it'll be 2nd and 7 now. Marquette slowly and methodically moving along on this drive as opposed to their last drive where they just threw it deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Richardson and company, he's got a couple of receivers, a couple of gentlemen behind him as well. That'll be a handoff once again to Bradley, working his way along the side. Gain of about 3 there, so it'll be 3rd and 3 coming up. There's a late flag.
It was Noah Vanderveer who was able to bring down Bradley with that pursuit. The flag did come in late, Shane. It'll be interesting to see what the penalty is.
Got an initial point from the ref towards Gaylord. And indeed it is as they walk the ball forward.
So that's
personal foul against the Blue Devils. Josh.
Yeah, that is a targeting penalty.
Well, not exactly what the Blue Devils doctor ordered there. A couple of big penalties for Gaylord. The horse collar earlier, now a targeting.
Well, hang on. I haven't seen any players brought off the field, so with a targeting penalty, you would have that.
Okay. I heard personal foul here.
Yeah,
from
so we're going to go with personal foul because if it was targeting, the player would have been ejected. But he had made the signal for targeting.
Richardson finds a lane, gets the first down and some more, taking 3 different Gaylord defenders down with him. Caven Cole there ultimately tackled with, or excuse me, credited with the tackle. Took a lot to get Richardson down. That gets the first down right at the 18-yard line for the Sentinels.
I mean, you want to talk about somebody who can just kind of do it all. That's Ford Richardson.
Yeah, I guess.
We saw him have a 90 or 100-yard touchdown yard pass. And, well, now he's just doing it with his legs on this possession.
Charles, one could say that Ford Richardson is built for tough.
Ooh, don't be saying that, Shane. We might get a big knock on the door from Ford.
Saying thank you. That was a great tie-in. You're right, Charles. Thank you so much for the support on that one. Grant Simon there working his way up for about 8 yards.
Yeah, eventually brought down by Haven Cole. Back-to-back tackles for 44 and White. But the Sentinels moving this thing down the field. Started at about the 31-yard line and then got pushed back to the 22 with the holding penalty. And now they've pushed this thing all the way down deep into Blue Devil territory.
Oh, my goodness. The Blue Devils, as strong as their defense can be at times, just keep shooting themselves in the foot with big 15-yard penalties. We've seen 2 of them now. Advancing Marquette handily down the field. 4:40 to go here in the second half, and they're already looking to score in the end zone for a 3rd time, right at the Gaylord 8-yard line. Richardson takes the snap. A high lofted one well up and over the head of Pierce Pitsley.
Yeah, it looks like Lucas Green, the Blue Devil who was out there in coverage on Pitsley. And that thing wouldn't have been able to be caught by Jacob McPhee, who goes 6'6" for the Sentinels. I mean, that thing was brought to you by FedEx Air.
Yeah, they overshot the landing on the runway a little bit with that one, I'd have to say. So third and 1 coming up for the Sentinels. A rare third down for them, although it's a very short third down, and they've got excellent field position here, so at the very least they would kick a field goal, even if they got backed up significantly. Ford Richardson taking the ball yet again, looking for the obvious pass, makes the completion to Grant Simon. That'll be enough for the first down. He should be just short of the sticks, and he is.
And it looks like there's a Sentinel down. That's Grant Simon, who's down at the far side, right on the goal line near the Gaylord sideline. So as the medical staff comes out to attend to Grant Simon, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, Shane, as he looks like to be in a lot of pain.
Yes, let's do that.
We'll be back after this.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
And coming back in, ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know that we've got the Twin Bay Docks halftime show coming up on the other side of this. And so we want to thank them. First off, attention all water lovers, Twin Bay Docks is Northern Michigan's gold standard for your lakeside access. Trusted by consumers and distributors alike, featuring a superior patented vinyl design. That's Twin Bay Docks, making life easy out on the water. Visit twinbaydocksproduction.com to find out more. Charles, great halftime show sponsors, and we've got quite a bit to talk about coming up here.
Well, I just want to kind of add on that. I've been helping my father take his dock out for every single year of my life ever since he was able to recruit me to help him. And we've had some bad docks and we've had some rickety docks, but we've never had a Twin Bay dock. And from the pattern that I've seen, that patented vinyl design, you can put that dock in and out in about 2 hours, which is incredible. So if you want to spend less time arguing with your father, your son, your son-in-law, your nephews, just go get yourself a Twin Bay dock so you can spend more time doing what matters most, hanging out with your loved ones by the lake.
All right. Well, that's a good plug, Charles. So, first and goal for the Sentinels after Grant Simon comes off the field. He needs a lot of help. Very little pressure put on his right leg there, so we hope for the best for him. Last night I was calling the Charlevoix-Boyne City game, and quarterback for Charlevoix, Brady Jess, had a terrible injury to his right leg. So we hope for the best for this young man. You never want to see anything like that happen, no matter what team they are on. Always tough to see for these young teenagers. So with that, first and goal from about the 2-yard line for the Sentinels. Drew Bradley taking the rock in for 6 more unhindered.
Yeah, that was a nice little play. They just ran it to the weak side of the formation, and Bradley walked in without being touched. So kudos to the Marquette Sentinel offense for finding something that they liked down near the goal line, pitching it out to Bradley, and Bradley just kind of did the rest. Good job also blocking up front on the right side of that Sentinel offensive attack.
So another extra point attempt coming up here, and we want to give this young man some credit. That's Sawyer Johnson, who's been drilling him all night long. Sends another one up there. So it's a 20-0 game, Charles, where it looks like we're going to step away again briefly. So we'll thank our friends at American Liner and come back in about 30 seconds. Next Level Broadcasting with Gaylord Athletics simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and GaylordFootball.com. Stay tuned.
At American Liner Systems, they have 3 main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our freshwater clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Alrighty, Charles. We still have a little over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Marquette takes another score in the end zone. That time it was Drew Bradley taking it in, letting his teammate Grant Simon know that I've got it, buddy. You just go rest there on the sideline after that injury, and we'll take care of things from here.
Yeah, another opportunity for the Blue Devils to score. They'll actually have a chance here. I'm trying to think, Shane. The Marquette Sentinels got the opening kickoff.
Yes, they did.
So the Blue Devils, if they can score here, they can have the opportunity for the classic double dip before halftime and then coming out of halftime in the third quarter. But it's all going to start here on offense.
Well, they've got a long way to go. 98 yards of field in front of them from where the ball was caught. Yeah, and he'll be brought down at the 20-yard line. That looked to be, yes, Caven Cole there. Joseph Duccini on a nice stop there, wrapping him up and keeping the advancement from any farther. Obviously, that was a respectable, about 18-yard gain, but when you start at the 2-yard line, Charles, you're hoping for a lot more than 18 yards.
Yeah, that was maybe one that Cole would like to let go back into the end zone for a touchback. They got it out at the 20. They would have got it at the 20 if it went for a touchback.
Yeah.
Maybe would have saved a little time on the clock.
A little time on the clock, a little energy from the players.
But you got to take chances when you're down by 20. So credit to Cole for bringing that one out.
So that'll be a handoff yet again along the side of the line there, working his way up. Lewis Fuse there, stopping Simoniak from getting more than about 2 yards on that opening run.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the defensive line and the pursuit for the Marquette Sentinels here. When they need a big play, they're able to get that big play.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Gaylord Blue Devils have not yet made it into Marquette territory. They have gotten.
They did. They got it on the 40 when Marquette had that squib kick gone wrong.
You're right. You're exactly right. So here we go. Another attempt here, stopped by Pitsley. He's doing a good job on defensive side of the ball as well tonight. And that was Vanderveer trying to get something going. He'll be able to gain about a yard there.
Big third down coming up. If the Marquette defense can get a stop here, Shane, they might be able to get the ball, score once again before halftime. With the prowess of this Marquette offense, don't want to give them another chance here to put more points on the board before halftime if you're the Blue Devils.
2 minutes, 30 seconds, and a little bit of change to go here. Not able to get much there on that run, if anything at all. Colin Wilson on the stop.
Yeah, they were just trying. Blue Devils were just trying to get a little inside zone to Isaac Collins, and Wilson was in there to make the stop, and Marquette more than likely forcing a 3 and out. I don't think the Blue Devils would want to take a chance here and risk going for it at their own 25-yard line.
Especially when it's 4th and 4. That's a long way to go when you're that far back.
Yeah, and Shane, I just want to say I think that 100-yard touchdown pass really deflated this Blue Devil spirit here.
It's hard to come back from that when you have them stopped up all the way inside of your own 1-yard line. And once again, we've got Grant Simon. I apologize, Kyler Sager back there. Simon's the one who got injured a moment ago, or else he would have been back there.
Yeah, he had
and a fair catch there at the 37.
Yeah, so changing the field position a little bit as Sager just kind of does his job there, ensures that the Sentinels are going to get the ball back with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining to try to add some more points here before half. Let's see what this 2-minute offense looks like for the Marquette Sentinels, led by quarterback Ford Richardson. Richardson so far having a really nice game, doing it on the ground and through the air, Shane. He hooked up with a 100-yard touchdown pass earlier in this game to Kyler Sager, and then Richardson had a couple key scrambles on that most recent possession to keep the chains moving after they had been backed up to their own 24-yard line.
Exactly right. A very capable team here indeed. Richardson taking the ball to pass. Just a short one upfield to Bradley once more. He's got a lot of field in front of him. Finally tripped up down into the Gaylord 40-yard line.
He got a big block there by Talon Smith. Big number 78 out in front, leading the way on the screen pass. Smith coming from his left tackle position. That's one where Smith just vacated and let Caden Sides just run into the backfield, and Marquette drew that one up nicely.
Another pass by Richardson, an excellent ability to scramble around here, evading 2 different tackles. He will be stopped before the original line of scrimmage by Caven Cole there.
Looks like a timeout's going to be taken here by the Redmen.
Well, Charles, I suppose while we take a timeout, we could thank our friends this time around at American Liner Systems. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, American Liner Systems has many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our fresh water clean and our forest green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today. A minute left on top of it here before the half expires. Marquette working their way well within Gaylord territory yet again, currently positioned at their 39-yard line. Richardson, twins to the top and bottom here. The fake handoff to Bradley, looking for a man, scrambling around, running out wide, trying to get past the line of scrimmage. Indeed he does. Almost enough for a first down. Boy, Charles Richardson has the ability to make something out of just about nothing.
Yeah, he certainly does. I mean, he ran probably close to 50 yards on that play. It picked up about 9 and eventually brought down by Connor Byram. I would say that the Sentinels most likely want to get to the 20-yard line to feel comfortable with, well, that would be about a 35-yard field goal if they get to the 20.
Yep. Well, they'll have some help here. A fresh set of downs. The refs just measured it, and it was enough by the nose of the football for the first down, so they'll take it. And with 56 seconds left to go here in the half, Richardson and company will keep marching down the field. Taking it for himself yet again, pressured and sacked in the backfield, wrapped up nicely
by Braden Gruch. Braden Gruch in there bringing down Richardson, and that might have just saved the Blue Devils from Marquette attempting a field goal here, as it would be. It'd be about a 49-yard field goal if they don't pick up any yards here on 2nd and 10. But a big-time sack by Gruch to bring down Richardson.
Gruch, boy, that's a name I remember big time from last year. A big-time player there and a big man down there on the field. Does a lot for that team and got a nice sack there to add on to his tally for that very hard-working senior. Marquette taking a timeout here, Charles.
Yeah, as Marquette takes a timeout here after the sack, they just want to try and get organized. They probably would have had a lot of time run off the clock had they not taken that timeout, especially after that. Well, it's going to go in the books as a 8-yard sack for Gruch.
Gruch. Boy, that's a fun name, huh?
It's a football name. That's a defensive lineman's name, and he made a great play right there. Braden Gruch, shout out to you.
You couldn't be more right about that. That is a lineman name. Gaylord is happy to have him here for one more year as Bradley takes that one up the gut, gets a nice gain off of that. It'll be 3rd and manageable coming up about 5 yards or so.
Yeah, he got about 12 yards on that carry, and it's going to realign the Sentinels' hopes for a field goal here.
Richardson dropping back once more and not able to get the catch there. Excellent job by Gaylord to break that one up. Trying to see who that is, Charles.
Yeah, I believe it was Colin Peel out there on the perimeter on the coverage, number 3.
Yep, you're exactly right.
So looks like Marquette. From here, Shane, this is going to be about a 40-yard field goal if they go for it.
It looks like they're going to go for the 4th down conversion. 4th and 6 coming up right from the about 24.5-yard line for Marquette. And we've got a timeout here by Marquette.
Actually, Blue Devils taking the TO. Yeah, well, we want to remind everyone coming up that we'll have the Twin Bay Docks halftime show coming up here live from Marquette, Michigan. We're up in Marquette, so if you're watching from home or somewhere else or just enjoying your weekend not in Marquette, you can watch because we're here and we're going to be bringing this game to you courtesy of all of our sponsors that we're going to shout out here just before halftime as well. And if you want to be a part of the advertising group for Gaylord High School football live streams on Next Level Broadcasting, you can get a hold of us. Just shoot us an email at nextlevelbroadcasting14@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to produce a commercial for you. So, Shane, the Blue Devils trying to make a key stop here on 4th and 7.
Yeah, I mean, they're still only down 3 scores at the moment. So they are definitely not out of this game yet. If they can come out firing on all cylinders, all 11 of them here on the other side of this halftime break.
Got to be aware of the hard count.
Richardson takes it here. Reminder, 4th and 6. Gets it to number 6. That's Bradley. Excellent job there as they pick up the first down and a few more.
Man, that was a well-designed and well-executed play. The Blue Devils had an initial shot to get Bradley down, but Bradley slipped one tackle and got enough for the first down. Shane, I'm really impressed with the composure that Ford Richardson has under the control of this offense. He never seems to be rattled. He's always able to process information. Even when the play is happening, you can see that he's processing so quickly, seeing what the coverage is doing, what's going on in front of him with the pass rush, how his offensive line is holding up, and then being able to make good, fundamental decisions.
18 seconds to go. Charles Richardson here, about the most experienced and all-around talented quarterback I've seen so far this season.
Oh,
drops one into the breadbasket of Kyler Sager for 6 more.
That was a beautiful back shoulder route there and throw. Kyler Sager hooking up with Ford Richardson. Again, Richardson put that one right on the left shoulder as Kyler Sager got into the end zone, turned, and the ball was right there over the outstretched arm of Colin Peel. I mean, you can't dial that one up any better than just what we just saw.
And the kick clears by a mile. I tell you what, Mr. Johnson could probably nail close to a 40-yarder for Marquette if he had to.
Sawyer Johnson now, let's
3
see,
for 4.
3 for 4 on his extra point attempts. And so far, the Marquette Sentinels having a pretty good and pretty close to perfection first half.
Yeah. Only a couple of penalties against them, but otherwise, and 1 sack, I guess you could say a lot, but otherwise a pretty flawless half indeed, Charles. I'd have to agree there.
And I don't know if the Blue Devils have a 27-point comeback in them, but for all those watching to see the improvements that this Blue Devil team can make, the second half of this game is really going to show the type of character that these young men are made of if they can come out and still be able to compete. I think from a fan standpoint and a coaching staff standpoint, that's what you're looking for.
No doubt. Back there to get it for the Blue Devils is Andrew Simoniak. Nice gain up the sideline there, all the way up to their own 45. That'll stop the clock with 3 seconds to go. Tristan McCabe there, and Matthew Brady on the stop.
Yeah, as I was saying, Shane, I think this next 24 minutes and 3 seconds for the Gaylord Blue Devils is kind of just gut check time. It's a sense of pride. It's a sense of wanting to get better, and it's a sense of wanting to compete.
Yeah. I mean, they have yet to score a single touchdown now, 2.5 games into the season. And they made a long postseason run last year, Charles, wasn't it, to the regional final?
Yeah, they went to a regional final, eventually ended up losing to the Division III state champion in Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central, as Kent's going to let this one rip down the sideline. Oh, wow, what a catch by Johnson.
Yep. So that'll wrap things up for the Sentinels and us here at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. An interception there. Just kind of a little bit more of a salt in the wound of Gaylord's game so far, you might say.
Yeah, this first half Sentinels stampede puts the Sentinels up 27-0 at halftime. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got the second half coming up, but first we'll have our Twin Bay Docs halftime show coming up in about 4.5 minutes. You're watching high school football simulcast live on GaylordFootball.com and online at nextlevelbroadcasting.net. We'll be back after this.
Twin Bay Docks' exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
At American Liner Systems, they have three main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our fresh water clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Know that Jimmy John's is everyone's go-to option for freaky fast subs. But did you know that they're unveiling new menu options? That's right, Jimmy John's new menu has something for everyone and is a great way to feed the whole family. So, whether you're watching the big game, hard at work, or taking the family out to eat, Jimmy John's wants to make finding a gourmet sandwich easy. The crew of Next Level Broadcasting trusts their pregame meals to Jimmy John's, and you should too, at Jimmy John's in Gaylord.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Point City, Bel Air, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
I'm Ryan Beningo, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, bark collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in northern Michigan for over 35 years.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to our Twin Bay Docks halftime show. Next Level Broadcasting in accordance with Gaylord Athletics, simulcast on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and GaylordFootball.com. Shane Smith, Charles Strahl, Jessica Alcorn bringing this one to you live here from downtown Marquette. Charles, it's been a barnstormer so far for Marquette, and Marquette only up 4 scores, 27-0. Only one missed kick there to keep it from being 28-0. But 3 different players have scored touchdowns. Sager with 2, Bradley and Collins both with 1, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, the Marquette Sentinels have certainly been able to do everything that they needed. Kyler Sager hooking up 2 times with Richardson for touchdowns through the air. Grant Simon and Drew Bradley on the ground for the Sentinel offensive attack. It's 27-0. The only error or blemish that the Sentinels have had so far in this game was 1 missed extra point here by Sawyer Johnson, and he's been banging them through.
Yep.
He's 3 for 4 so far in extra points. Can't really find a flaw in this Marquette Sentinel game in the first 24 minutes. Outside of 1 missed extra point and a couple penalties, they've played nearly flawless here against the Blue Devils, and they're up 27-0. And we talked about it just before the end of the second quarter. I'm really, really impressed with the poise of Ford Richardson, the junior quarterback for the Sentinels. I mean, we've seen multiple times where he's had nothing open down the field, and he just pulls it down, gets what he can. And oftentimes when he pulls it down and runs, he's able to pick up yards in chunks. I mean, 10, 15, 20 yards on multiple different occasions. So I really, really think that the turning point of this game came on that 100-yard touchdown pass when the Sentinels were backed up to their half-inch line. And, I mean, Grant Simon just ran a straight 9 route, beat double coverage. Ford Richardson put the ball right on him, caught him in stride. And Simon was gone after that. I mean, and that was to go up to 12, eventually 13-0, as after the Blue Devils had pinned the Marquette Sentinels back deep in their own end zone, right on the 1-yard line. Sentinels had a false start that pushed them back to the inch line, and then 2 consecutive stops on run plays, and then Marquette says, hey, enough of this. We're going to air one out to our speedster down the sideline and hooked up for a 100-yard touchdown. And ever since, it kind of seemed like that play deflated the spirits of this Gaylord Blue Devil team. So far, that's definitely the play of the game in my mind, Shane, is that 100-yard touchdown pass from Richardson to Simon. But we can highlight some positives so far for the Gaylord Blue Devils here as well. We talked earlier coming into this game that they were going to hang their hat on the defensive side of the football. And, you know, outside of the 100-yard play, they've been presenting a challenge for the Marquette Sentinels to continually have 2, 3, 4 yards gained on each play. Marquette's just been able to hit really big chunk plays when they've needed to hit them on critical 3rd downs, 4th downs. Blue Devils haven't been able to do that on off, have been put behind, long back behind the down and distances, and the Sentinels have been able to make the plays when they've been in those situations, and the Blue Devils haven't. Football is a very simple game when you break it down to the molecular level like I just did. And when you look at it, both teams have good athletes. Marquette's just executing at a better rate than the Blue Devils are right now.
You're exactly right. I mean, I just looked at my notes, and that was pretty much everything I had, so good job, Charles. You took care of that one. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Gaylord initially held Marquette to small chunk plays. They did get the sack later on. You said that, and I agree, that a lot of the wind was taken out of their sails after that 100-yard play. They were able to finally bounce back and get a sack for loss there against Marquette. They've only had 1 trip so far to the positive side of the 50-yard line into Marquette territory. Otherwise, and that was off of a missed kick there by Marquette. Otherwise, they've only had about 5 or 6 first downs across this entire game, a number of 3-and-outs, 4-and-outs. So they've got a lot of work ahead of them. This team, we talked about them earlier. They went to a regional final appearance last year. They still have a lot of those players on this team. There's a lot of pride that this team has, so I'd expect, Charles, that they'll have some fight left in them coming into the second half. And we're hoping to see some good momentum building here to go into the next game.
Yeah, and while we have an opportunity to do so, we just want to say that, like, you know, this Gaylord football team last year had, I believe, 5 or 6 players that went on to play collegiate football.
Yeah.
And one of those players is Brady Pretzloff, and he's down at Michigan State. And give a shout out to the green and white. They took care of business today against Prairie View 40-0. So, Brady, if you're tuning in, thanks for making us a part of your Saturday evening after that successful victory down in East Lansing over Prairie View. So, I mean, Shane, I think right now the Blue Devils are going to be getting the ball to start the third quarter. What they need to have is a drive where they go down the field and score. And they need, I think, the best thing for them would be a sustained drive where they're getting 5, 6, 8 yards to play. able to stay in good down and distances and not put themselves via negative plays behind the chains, because we've seen on multiple different drives that they've had in this game where they've been chugging along, and then they get a holding penalty or a negative play.
Was a big one. They've had 2 15-yard penalties so far.
Well, both of those came on defense, but I'm talking offensively, just having those negative plays.
Yeah.
And it just puts them behind the chains, and their offense right now at this stage of the season isn't really predicated on being able to generate a completion or consistent effectiveness in those 3rd and 13 situations.
I mean, that's kind of the beast of this game here. Marquette went down to Gaylord. Gaylord took care of things handily last year. Marquette has grown significantly with players like Ford Richardson, Grant Simon, Kyler Sager. They just have this extra level of competitiveness right now that Gaylord just isn't able to match up with. Mostly seniors on this Marquette squad. There's a lot of juniors and some sophomores mixed in there as well for the Gaylord team, so a bit younger. They've got more experience to gain, Charles, but there's a lot that they can learn from this game and a lot that they can continue to pick up with as they go on in the season. Still looking for their first touchdown of the year.
Yes, by my count, 13 seniors on this Marquette team, and a lot of them are making plays out there on the field. So that's one thing about high school football. When you've got seniors that can contribute and make plays, the depth of your team, and it really helps just overall the ethos that you have in the locker room when you're led by a lot of seniors. Similar to like the Blue Devils last year. We're led by a very strong senior class, and so far it's really coming to light for the Marquette Sentinels here as they've got a 27-0 lead at halftime over the Gaylord Blue Devils, Shane. So I think the Blue Devils getting the ball to start the 3rd quarter, have a sustained drive, pick up first downs, run the ball. You don't need to worry about the clock right now. Just run your offense, come out, try to get points on the board. And then defensively, see if you can get a 3-and-out stop, get the ball back. I think a score and a stop for the Blue Devils here, and they're feeling much better about themselves, and they're starting to put what happened to them in the first half behind them.
Yeah, that would definitely be their best performance of the season if they can do that, so we're certainly hoping for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that'll take care of it for us here in Marquette. For Next Level Broadcasting and our Twin Bay Docs halftime show, we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes with your second half. Stay tuned.
Twin Bay Docs' exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, ARC collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in Northern Michigan for over 35 years.
Today's game is sponsored by Twin Bay Docks, American Liner Systems, Traverse City, Cherry Capital TVC, Gaylord Seal Coating, Collar Clinic, Jimmy John's, Professional Seamless Gutters, and Gaylord Eye Care Center. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast.
At American Liner Systems, they have 3 main goals in mind. They want to do the best possible job for their customers, ensure farm and industrial safety, and protect the environment all at the same time. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, they have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our fresh water clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
We all know northern Michigan winters take a toll on our parking lots and driveways, but Gaylord Seal Coating has you covered. A proud sponsor of local high school athletics, Gaylord Seal Coating specializes in infrared seamless asphalt repair, hot pour crack filling, striping, and more. Need a new snowplow solution this winter? GSC can do that too. Commercial, residential, private roadways, and associations, Gaylord Seal Coating is your answer. Give them a call today at 989-732-5003.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. That was your Twin Bay Docks post-game halftime show. Here we are, getting a couple of things brought back around with our production here. Got to get the scoreboard updated for you, and we'll be all set for this third quarter of action. The Marquette Sentinels up 27-0 over the Gaylord Blue Devils, Charles, but they're down, but not out of the fight yet for Gaylord.
No, I think that the Blue Devils can be able to put something together here if they can do it on this opening possession of the third quarter. Get a 3-and-out stop, and then see if they can put something together from that perspective. Get a touchdown, punt, and then, go from there. And, you got to play the game. You got to see how it turns out. The Sentinels might cough up a turnover. If the Blue Devils can get a turnover, this game can flip on its head very quickly. Just last night, one of our production teams saw a 30-point comeback as the Sheboygan Chiefs defeated the Elk Rapids Elks. Sheboygan was down 23-0 at halftime and came back and beat Elk Rapids. So crazy things have happened this weekend, literally just last night, 24 hours ago, that you can check that one out if you want to see a comeback as the Sheboygan Chiefs came back and beat Elk Rapids and scored 30 unanswered points. So 30 unanswered points for the Blue Devils. They be leaving here with the victory. So the drive or the mountain climb starts now on this possession. Let's see if they can get some consistent positive plays. And they got a gift from the Sentinels there, as it was the kick going out of bounds, which will set the Blue Devils up to start at the 35-yard line.
And, the mountain doesn't have to be a win, per se, to summit that. A mountain summit for this game could be just getting a couple of solid scores, something they haven't been able to do all season, and just get some momentum to build on, some positives to go on for the next game. As Drew Erickson gets the stop there, and Aiden Plantinga for the the Sentinels.
Yeah, Gaylord just trying to get something going here on 1st and 10. That was just a little handoff to Noah Vanderveer. 1-yard gain on the play. Beautiful night for football here as the sun is setting over Marquette Senior High School field.
Normally this time of year you'd be looking at temperatures in the upper 60s to low 50s, but we got upper 70s. And a near interception there by Zach Leonard by the Sentinels. That got the crowd right on their feet for what would have been an excellent play.
Yeah, Leonard was just sitting back there waiting on that out route by Connor Byram, and when Byram broke out and the ball was released, Leonard just like that broke on it and made a play on the ball. He was thinking 6 when he had that one in his hands, and he just wasn't able to squeeze the leather on the pigskin there, Shane.
That's about the only thing that Marquette has not been able to do on their checklist tonight is get a pick 6. Otherwise, that's a perfect full game for them. They've done just about everything so far. So it'll be 3rd and 9 from Gaylord's own 36 coming up here. Kent still under center.
That's going to be a flag. It looked like the Blue Devils jumped early.
Yes, indeed. So if Gaylord was not having enough troubles here to begin their first drive of the half, they now have to be backed up 5 more yards. So it's a 3rd and long, 14 coming up from their own 31 to try and get past the chains for only about their 5th first down of the game.
Well, right now they're back behind the chains again, Shane, and we said it at the halftime break. They don't really have the offensive firepower right now to be able to consistently convert on these 3rd and longs.
But as you said, crazier things have happened. And a nice, would have been a decent run. Tristan McCabe there, the one to take him out. So that was a respectable 6-yard gain for Gaylord. The problem was they were starting 3rd and 14 on that attempt. So it'll be 4th and 8 coming up here, and they'll be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, and that's just the problem when you get behind the chains like they've put themselves in these unfavorable down and distances on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, whether it's because of a tackle for loss or a penalty. Their offense right now isn't really built to be able to go 14-yard chunk play and pick up that first down.
Sager back deep yet again to receive for the Sentinels. That one bounces off Talon Smith there for the Sentinels. My goodness, they picked that one up right at the Gaylord 21-yard line, so that's excellent starting position for them. Talon Smith all over that.
Big number 78 making a play here early in the 3rd quarter. That's Talon Smith. He showcased his athleticism earlier on a screen pass in the 2nd quarter where he got out in front and set a really nice block for Drew Bradley out in space. And that time he just blew through the whole pump protection unit out there for the Blue Devils. And I think it hit off his helmet or shoulder pad, Shane. And Talon Smith coming up huge for the Sentinels here on special teams.
Talon able to sink his talons into that one, giving the Sentinels excellent position from their own 23. And a deep pass there falls just in front of Kyler Sager once again. Not able to get it there, so it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, certainly for the Sentinels, when they want to take a deep shot, they're going to dial it up for Kyler Sager. He's got 2 receiving touchdowns so far in this game. One from 100 yards, that's right, 100 yards, and the other one from about 7.
Yeah, 2 opposite ends of the spectrum there, both equally as impressive and both equally helpful for this Sentinel offense. Up 27-0 as Bradley takes that one yet again, only gains a couple though.
Yeah, he got brought down by Keaton Abraham there. One of the first times that we've called Abraham's name this afternoon, or I should say this evening. They've just kind of been running away from 54. Marquette, for the most part, when they've wanted to run, outside of that touchdown by Drew Bradley in the 2nd quarter, they've been really trying the right side of their offensive line, which has been the left side of the Blue Devil defensive line.
3rd and 8 here for the Sentinels. I mean, I'd like to see them, if they're not able to convert here, get a field goal try up and away. Obviously, we've seen Sawyer Johnson knock his extra points from a mile back and then some, so he's got the leg to do it. And that was well in front of Jacob McPhee, the 6'6" wide receiver. There's a flag, though.
I believe Keaton Abraham had some pressure there in the backfield, Shane, and we'll see what the penalty is. Looks like they're petitioning the Gaylord sideline to see what they'd like to do. It's going to go against the Sentinels. It's a hold. So Blue Devils will accept the penalty, and the Sentinels will try this 3rd down again, Shane. We'll see what they dial up here. It's going to be, well, let's call it about 3rd and 18. They need to get to the Blue Devil 14 for a first down. And it's on the 31, so 3rd and 17.
Okay. 3rd and Munising coming up here for Marquette. 10 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Gaylord would love to make a nice stop here to try and get another positive thing going for their team. They've had a couple of what would look to be near stops, and then a 4th and forever attempt turns into a touchdown earlier from Marquette. And here we go. Oh, my goodness. That was Pierce Pitsley. The pass was right to his numbers, just must have hit him in some way, maybe off the fingertips or something. He wasn't able to gather that up, so it'll be 4th and 17, or 18 rather, for the Sentinels.
Yeah, Marquette starting to have, or I should say, starting to show some signs that they're human here in the second half. I mean, the way that they were clicking along on offense in the first half would have been very hard to keep going at that same constant rate. And so far, this drive stalls out on the back of a holding penalty and then a drop pass. So they're going to be punting this one away. Jacob McPhee, who I was watching in warm-ups earlier, he specializes in high punts, but it's going to be a pooch.
Barry's Gaylord back at their 8-yard line to start. Goddard there to pick things up. The ball is out, and looks to be Marquette picked it up.
Yeah, Collins was there on the return for the Blue Devils, and he fumbled it and coughed it up. And it's going to go down as a fumble. Marquette recovers at the, Blue Devil 2-yard line. So this turnover for the Blue Devils deep within their own end zone, and that's going to set the Marquette Sentinels up, Shane, here. Yep. You know, we saw both teams have issues, and the issues just continue to occur for the Blue Devils.
Oh, man. Gaylord fans, you know, it's tough to watch this team, but you have to keep in mind where they were a year ago, the talent that they lost, and so they're a rebuilding squad right now. So you have to be able to give, some positives to this team. They've had some good defensive stops throughout the game, several different occasions. They've had some positive yardage gain. There's some good talent here across multiple areas of the ball. They're just a young team trying to gain some experience right now. And unfortunately, that was just one of those growing pains with a younger team. So Marquette here taking things back over at the Gaylord 19-yard line. That's Bradley once again opening there. Almost enough for the first down. And that was Vanderveer with the stop after 7 yards gain.
That looked very similar to the play that they scored the touchdown earlier on in the second quarter with Drew Bradley. Shane, they just ran it to the strong side of the formation. This time, earlier in the game when they scored the touchdown, they ran it to the weak side of the formation.
Second and about 3. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Marquette doing as we've seen this whole game. Charles just methodically marching the ball downfield. Nothing too flashy. And this time it's a different man toting the rock. That's Brady Audette, 5'11" running back, a junior for the team. And he got enough for the first down. So it'll be first and goal from about the Gaylord 8-yard line.
Yeah, right now Marquette just saying, hey, had our litany of errors the most recent possession, trying to put the ball up in the air. We're going to go back on the ground, work behind our big offensive line. And when I say big, guys like Talon Smith and Pavel McCutcheon anchoring the right and left tackle position. I mean, I'd be running it too.
Yeah. I mean, that's been tried and proven here for this team all game long. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as the old saying goes, although Audette was wrapped up nicely this time by Zachary Cowper.
Second time we've called Cowper's name coming in from the defensive line position to make a tackle right at or near the line of scrimmage.
So that'll give them a loss of about 2, so it'll be second and goal from the 10-yard line. So again, little positives for Gaylord to try and build on here. A couple of tackles for loss, including a sack earlier on in the first half that Gaylord has had. 7:53 to go now in the third quarter. Marquette still knocking on that door. And a drop there. Gaylord knocks that one away. Bradley able to pick it back up just in the nick of time, though, for Marquette.
Yeah, Bradley and Richardson ran into each other. Looked like some miscommunication on where the run fit was going to be in the handoff to the running back. And that was a golden opportunity for the Blue Devils to maybe get a turnover back in their favor. But fortunately for the Sentinels, Bradley was able to pounce on that one like a fumble at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would have to give that one to you. That was a pretty good job by Bradley. He put everything he had into making sure that Gaylord didn't get the ball back to squander another good attempt here by Marquette to work this one into the end zone, although they're pushed back even farther now. 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. Started at the 8, so back 10 yards and an interception by Gaylord. Brings that one down. That's Benzinger.
Yeah, Jaron Benzinger picking that one off, jumping the route. And the Blue Devils do force that turnover, Shane. So even though Collins fumbled the punt, the Blue Devils get the INT. And no harm, no foul, except for a couple minutes that came off the clock on that possession for the Sentinels. But Blue Devils making a stand in the red zone. That was good to see.
That was good to see. So they lost a couple of minutes, but they gained a lot more experience there. They had some good tackles there. They were able to get the ball recovered, or nearly get the ball recovered off of a Marquette mishap, and then finally get the interception there. So some good things happening here on the defensive side of the ball. Trying to get some momentum now. Starting back at their own 15-yard line. Charles stepping away here for a moment to look at one of our cameras. And so a nice run up the center here. A good gain coming up by Gaylord. That was Pavel there for the Blue Devils. So a nice first down gain there of 10 yards. Well, they'll give them a couple more than that. Looks to be about 13 now for the Blue Devils. They'll be 1st and 10 from about the 33-yard line. So we're cutting here to a other camera for just a brief moment as we get the settings adjusted on our main camera, make things a little bit brighter. And there you are, bringing you back. Gaylord with a nice first down run. A couple more yards gain there. Blue Devils starting to get some positive momentum going here. Aiden Sherbert, the one carrying the ball that time. Haven't called his name yet tonight, so that's good to see. So 2nd and about 5 coming up here for the Blue Devils. So far, the best movement on the ball that we've seen since midway through early on in the 2nd quarter, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big play right now coming off that INT by Benzinger. Got to keep this momentum going.
5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A nice reception again, this time to Sherbert. The 2nd time we've called his name tonight, and 2 big plays here. Advancing the sticks for Gaylord once again.
Yeah, so Shane, I believe that this possession began for the Blue Devils right around the 15-yard line.
Yep.
And since then, they've been able to pick up a couple first downs. This is what we were talking about during halftime. They need to get some positive things going, see those chains move, and not have a big negative play to put them in a negative down and distance. And so far on this possession, they're doing just that.
Yeah, they've gained 32 yards so far in this possession. Just about the most that we've seen from them all night long. Gaylord starting to pick up a little bit. The crowd getting a little more energetic as well, saying that there are successes on the field. Another run here. Nice job. Working along the side, breaking away from many tackles. Still working along the sideline and finally pushed out of bounds. Noah Vanderveer, the first down and 20 more.
Yeah, he's eventually ruled out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 20 yards on the carry, Shane.
1st and 10 at the 32 for Gaylord. 4:47 to go. By far the most successful play of the evening. The crowd for Gaylord, the ones who make the 4-hour drive up here, starting to support them a little bit more, sensing a change in the air after that interception, trying to get something going here for their first touchdown of the season. Smolniak in motion here. This time a keeper, Kent, working his way up, gets a nice gain of about 8.
Nice little play by the Blue Devils. They motioned Shimoniak across the formation and then brought him back in jet motion. It gave the Sentinel defense and the linebackers a little cause for pause there because they weren't sure if it was going to be a little shovel pass to Shimoniak coming back on a misdirection, but it ended up just being a direct quarterback lead for Kent and a nice gain on first down. And Shane, stop me if you heard me say it. They haven't had any big tackle for losses. They haven't had any penalties on this possession.
No, they have not indeed. The cleanest possession we've seen from them all game long. Second and a long 2 coming up here. There's a jump on Marquette, so that'll advance the ball 5 more yards for Gaylord.
Yeah, that was the one of the men on the defensive line for the Sentinels that was a little bit nervous for the service there.
So that'll move the ball down to the 20-yard line. Gaylord in the red zone for the first time this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. They are not out of this fight just yet. Another gain up the center for about 5 coming up.
It looked like Sherbert.
Yep, Sherbert it was.
Just kind of putting his nose in there and getting some tough running yards there, Shane. Those are the yards that you just need to have. Mm-hmm. And right now, Gaylord been able to pick them up on this possession.
Sherbert doing an excellent job on this possession. Certainly the biggest contributor so far. A couple of big runs earlier on. Now 5 more hard-fought runs. And we've got a timeout called here, Charles, so we will step away for another 30-second break. Actually, we'll keep it right here for a live read, thanking some more of our sponsors as time ticks down on the clock. We want to thank our friends at Professional Seamless Gutters. Charles, you know them well.
Oh, yeah.
Your home gutters are always there when you need them to be, and so is our good friend Orion Beningo. That's why he started Professional Seamless Gutters. Professional Seamless Gutters offers fast and experienced service and real-time quotes. But wait, there's more. They'll actually answer your phone call. You don't get any better than that. That's Professional Seamless Gutters at 989-619-3407 and tell them that we sent you.
Actually, a cool story here with Ryan Beningo and Professional Seamless Gutters. We were doing the Gaylord St. Mary and Ishpeming game on Thursday night. I actually called Orion during the live read, and he answered because that's what he does. When you call Professional Seamless Gutters, he will answer.
And when you have a man in that profession who answers the call that quickly, you know he's a good, reliable source. So make sure you give him a call today, ladies and gentlemen. He's very fast, expedient, knowledgeable. Get your gutters up and taken care of in no time. Speaking of no time, Gaylord has been marching down the field quite quickly here. Get inside the red zone for the first time this evening. And that was a run up the gut once more by Smoniak.
Yeah, that was a nice little end around there. The Blue Devils brought Shimoniak. We've seen that play run a couple times. Actually, we saw that play ran in the first quarter, and it was a big-time tackle for loss. But Blue Devils did a good job there of not letting the Marquette defense get through to make the play. Simoniak picked up about 2 to 3 yards on that carry.
Yep, so third and looks to be about 3 coming up here. The Marquette student section for the first time trying to delay some of Gaylord's efforts. And that was a nice job by Marquette to wrap things up in the backfield. Looked to be
Smith, Talon Smith making another play. I mean, Shane, he's made multiple plays here this game. He's been playing left tackle, and he's been playing inside his defensive line position. And he shows up when it's a pivotal moment, it seems like, every single time. Not only on that blocked punt, but right here on that third down and getting that tackle for loss. Big play here for the Blue Devils.
One might say the most pivotal moment of this game for Gaylord, trying to knock one into the end zone for the first time this season. Kent lines up. The pass was batted, broken up by Sawyer Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like that was deflected at the line of scrimmage, Shane. I don't think that Ethan Kent has a pass look that wobbly coming out of his hand unless it's batted down or deflected by one of those big Marquette defensive linemen. Could have been Talon Smith in there among a litany of other Marquette defensive linemen that are 6'2", 6'3" in height with a sizable wingspan to get their hands up and block that pass. And that's unfortunate because the Blue Devils, you got points on the board, you like to think, with Connor Byram and his prowess kicking. They went for it on fourth down there to really try and set the tone for the rest of this game for them. Unfortunately, weren't able to convert.
So just when Gaylord thought they had something going again, got all the way to the Marquette 15-yard line, An unfortunate tip of the ball there keeps him from scoring. Bradley taking it again here. He's got a lane up the center, a shoestring grab there by Benzinger for the Blue Devils.
If Benzinger doesn't make that tackle, Shane, Bradley might still be running. We've seen a couple tackles that have been the shoestring variety for the Blue Devils this evening that they've had to make, or else this game could be even more lopsided.
So we've got 1st and 10 for Marquette, right at the 27-yard line. Clock ticking under 2 minutes here to go in the 3rd quarter. And a flick back over to, looks to be Alex Brennan there. First time we've called his number tonight. And Noah Vanderveer bringing him down for Gaylord.
Yeah, I think right now the Sentinel approach offensively, Shane, is going to be keeping this one on the ground, making sure that they keep this clock moving. They've kind of dodged a bullet with that most recent Blue Devil drive all the way down to the red zone. And I would imagine that Marquette's just going to keep this one on the ground, really try to pound this one away.
Yep. And a minute and a half to go. 2nd and 5 now for Marquette at their own 32. Ford Richardson hasn't thrown much here so far in the most recent possession and a half or so, but he'll flick that one back behind him to Chase Niemi there.
Woo, that was a big-time crack from Noah Vanderveer as he came up from his safety position. Heard that one all the way up here where we are at about 40 yards above the playing surface here from William H. Hart Stadium here in Marquette.
Very nice venue here. We want to thank Marquette for their hospitality and opening up a portion of their press box to us to be able to use tonight. Get everything set up and squared away here. 3rd and a short one coming up for Marquette. Less than 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Still 27-0 for those of you just tuning in. And another handoff up the gut for the first down. Brought down by Caven Cole there. And that was Chase Niemi making the run up the center once more.
So it looks like after 3 quarters in the book, Shane, the Sentinels are content to take the 27-0 lead into the 4th quarter. After 3 quarters of play, no team, even though there were multiple red zone opportunities for both teams, scores any points.
Yeah. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, as the clock expires on the 3rd quarter, we will step aside for about a minute-long break. All of us here at Next Level Broadcasting producing this one in accordance with Gaylord Athletics on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and GaylordFootball.com. We'll step away for about a minute and be back on the other side of this with a word from some of our sponsors. Stay tuned.
Shane, that was smooth.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
I'm Ryan Beningo, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
And we're coming back into this one live from downtown Marquette. Shane Smith, Charles Strail, Jessica Alcorn here with Next Level Broadcasting. The final chapter of this game brought to you by Next Level Broadcasting in accordance with Gaylord Athletics. That's number 9 once again. Chase Niemi working that one up along the side. Gain of about 5 for him. We'll make that correction. Just heard from our announcer. That's Niemi. Chase Niemi. We apologize for that. Benzinger on the tackle for Gaylord. Second and a long 5 coming up here for the Sentinels. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you all for tuning in so far tonight. And that'll be another handoff to Nemi. Be brought down just short of the first down marker. That'll be 3rd and 1 for the Sentinels coming up. Number of Blue Devils on the tackle, with Gavin Smith ultimately credited there. .10:35 to go. Richardson just handing this one off to Nemi. No hurry here, just chewing time off the clock, getting these little chunk plays with about 2 yards gained there. Now for the first down, Nemi again. So that'll bring the ball right to the midfield mark at the 50-yard line, right there in the middle of the big red Marquette M. Byram there on the tackle for the Blue Devils. I got to tell you, being here in this town, one of the most beautiful in Michigan. It's an honor to be able to be up here, to be with Next Level Broadcasting, a good crew, to be able to bring you the good folks of Gaylord and Marquette, if you're watching this game, all for free, thanks to all of our sponsors, season in and season out, helping us out along the way. So 1st and 10 right from midfield for Marquette. Richardson fires this one off this time to Pierce Pitsley, and he gets pushed out of bounds. Nice gain just short of the 30-yard line. And there's a late flag here. Looks to be unsportsmanlike conduct here against Gaylord. Some tensions flying there. So will be a personal foul called. Yep. So as the refs walk this one up, that'll move Marquette nicely to about the 25-yard line of Gaylord. And some more. A full 15-yard penalty ensues for them. So that'll be up all the way up to the Gaylord 18-yard line. My goodness, Gaylord just not able to find themselves with a break so far tonight, get a good thing going, and then something like this happens, and it kind of takes their progress right back to where they began. 1st and 10 from the 18, just under 10 minutes to go in this game. Marquette looking to get north of 30 points here. Gaylord still with 0. And a nice run again, this time by Zach Leonard. Solid gain of about 8 yards. 2nd and a long 2 coming up here, just outside the 10-yard line. Caden Cole there with the tackle ultimately. Marquette not looking to do anything special here. The run game has been excellent all game long. And so they'll keep doing that here most likely on this series, as they're looking to take as much time off the clock for Gaylord as they can as it winds down under 9 minutes to go. Bradley given the ball. He'll have enough for the first down and some more. So it'll be 1st and goal from around the 5 or 6 yard line. Yet another first down on to the books for Marquette. Whoop. And there's Charles coming back in. Okay. From the 7-yard line, we go 1st and goal for Marquette. Coming up here, just like I said, Charles, and that's what we've seen all game long. Marching that ball up, not doing anything pretty here, just bleeding time off the clock, slowly and methodically wearing out that Gaylord defensive line, looking to put 6 more points on the board. Nemi there working his way up, not able to gain more than a couple. Stopped by Cowper.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time that Cowper now has had a tackle like right in the backfield. That one goes in as a tackle for loss, Shane. So You know, he's had a couple really nice plays
Yeah.
here on the defensive side of the ball for the Blue Devils this evening.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this time and time again. There's a lot of positives here in this team. You've got, like, Benzinger, Sherbert. We've called him a number of times tonight with some big plays earlier on. Rabiadek, Vanderveer, Simoniak, and several others. There's talent on this team. Just, again, a lot of young players here as they work their way from a bit of a rebuild after last year's regional final appearance. So second and goal from about the 7-yard line. Another good tackle here by Gaylord, keeping them from getting any closer than the 5-yard line. Drew Bradley not able to get anywhere. Third and goal coming up for the Sentinels now. Any shout-outs here, Charles, from the line?
Well, we got some shout-outs, a couple people tuning in. We want to give a shout-out to Peter Opperman watching on a flight home from Houston.
There you go.
So it's a good way to pass the time as you're traveling from Houston back to Northern Michigan. Probably coming back into TVC Airport, I would imagine.
Be willing to bet. Yeah, right from Phoenix to Traverse City. They have that flight multiple times a week, and the catch not able to be made to be from Ben Rayhorn there. Yes, indeed it was. Just couldn't quite grab it through his fingertips as he had to jump for that. Fourth and goal, still from the Gaylord 8-yard line. Gaylord looking to make a nice stop here, although they will be kicking it instead of driving it in. So we'll goal attempt by Sawyer Johnson. And he clears that one by a mile. He could have been 20 yards farther back and had no problem there. So 3 more points go on the board. Even keeled 30-0 game, Charles.
Well, while we have an opportunity to do so here, Shane, we've got a couple of our friends that we want to thank. We want to thank our friends at Collar Clinic.
Yeah, if you're go ahead.
So if you're someone who's looking to get back into the hunt this fall, but needs a solution keeping track of your hunting dog, then Collar Clinic is just for you, providing hunters with the peace of mind that they need through the widest selection of collars for your canine companions, so you can spend more time hunting with your dog instead of looking for them. Visit collarclinic.com or call 800-430-2010 to learn how they can help you or a friend. That's Collar Clinic, the GPS and e-collar specialists since 1988. That's the GPS and e-collar specialist that hunters trust most. Collar Clinic since 1988.
And on the other side of this, we'll also thank our friends and supporters on MIMS. So a nice field goal attempt there made by Johnson. Back deep here. Looks
like it was Simoniak.
Yep, Simoniak indeed. So a good 8-9 yard return there. So we'll thank American Liner Systems while we have a moment. No matter how big or small your job site or farm is, American Liner Systems have many eco-safe solutions like machinery catch basins, fuel and chemical storage, manure lagoons, fertilizer containment solutions, equipment maintenance pads, and so much more. To keep our freshwater clean and our forests green, visit AmericanLinerSystems.com or call 231-258-4200 for a free quote so you can protect tomorrow's environment today.
Well, if you need to protect tomorrow's environment today, American Liner Solutions is your go-to source to do just that, whether you got a pond or you have a new building structure out on your agricultural piece of property. American Liners is your one-stop shop. They'll handle everything. Just call them. They'll take care of it.
That's exactly right. So first and 10 for Gaylord at their own 17-yard line. Got a first down gained here. Cannot make out. Looks like Simoniak once again. Yep.
It was. Looks like the first Sentinel in there on the defensive stop was Bodie Bennett. Excuse me, that was actually Helen McCollum. Coming in from his safety spot was McCollum. A lot of the defensive line starters out of the game right now for the Sentinels.
Rightfully so. Got a lot of games ahead of them this season, and the win is well in their hands. Might as well rest some of the most key players here, keep them healthy for later on this season. And a false start coming up here on the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that false start looked like it's going to go against Keaton Abraham. Just jumped a little early there.
So once again, we've seen this time and time again tonight. Gaylord backed behind the original line of scrimmage. 1st and 15 from their own 25. They've struggled to get anything so far tonight, and indeed they do there. A tackle for loss coming up. Several different Sentinels on the pile, trying to make out who the first one was.
Let's just give that credit to the whole Sentinel
Might
defense.
as well, yeah. The Sentinels stood ready there, that's for sure. So it'll be 2nd and about 17 coming up now for the Blue Devils. Just trying to get out of this game with some positives here. Maybe if they can work their way out of a second and forever scenario, that would be a nice thing to see, as they have struggled to do that all evening long. But unfortunately, without much of a passing game, the run game has been well in control by Marquette. The first man on the pile there was Lewis Fuse there. Smoniak just not able to get anything forward.
Blue Devils only allowing 3 points here in the second half, Shane. The defense has really battened down the hatches, if you will. They did create a turnover on the interception by Jerome Benzinger, and the defense has performed better. That one offensive possession that they had got all the way down, I believe, to like the Marquette 12-yard line where the drive stalled, and they haven't been able to get in Sentinel territory more than twice so far this game.
So Kent trying to get a good pass off, and that will fall. Looks to be good.
Yeah, nice catch there. Coming back to the ball was Callan Deere, and he had to work back through the pass coverage to catch that one. So the Blue Devils convert on 3rd and long. I believe that's the first 3rd and long conversion they've had in this game.
They had a 3rd and 18 scenario there, able to gain all of that back and a yard or two extra. So nice, nearly 20-yard completion by Kent. Just goes to show, as much as they're down 30 points right now, they don't want to leave this game without putting up a fight here to the bitter end. And that's what Kent's doing. He'll let another one fly. That one will sail well in front of Aiden Sherbert there.
Yeah, Sherbert was just running a corner route there. They call that a 7 in the route tree. And he broke that one off at about the Sentinel 46-yard line and then brought it over toward the corner or the sideline. And Kent just put a little bit too much air underneath that one, as Sherbert wasn't able to track it down.
I'm sorry, Charles. Did you say that was a 7 in the route tree?
Yeah.
Okay. Got some things to
So,
learn.
so even breaking routes or even numbered routes will break in, out, or odd will break out.
Okay. Kent struggling there, fires that one off into no man's land, saved the possession, so it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for them. 3rd and 10, I apologize. Just under 4 minutes to go in the game.
Thus, if you're running a 7, you got a corner. If you're running a post, which is an 8, you're going to break it in.
Okay.
And that's just the basic composition of the route tree.
Gotcha. 3rd and 10 from Gaylord's own 40. You'd imagine they're going to go for it no matter what happens here to try and get one more positive in for tonight, although this one will be stuffed before they even get back to the line of scrimmage. A number of Sentinels there. Looks like Lewis Fuse again, the first one there on the tackle.
And that'll bring out the punt unit for the Blue Devils.
Interesting call.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like this is the punt unit. I do not see Ethan Kent out there. So it looks like Byram will be sending this one away deep.
Yep. And he's done a great job so far tonight in doing just that. With Sager behind his own 30. Byron gets that one off, bounces at the 30, and that's pretty much where it'll stay. So, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we'll have one more breakage in play here. Charles, are we going to send it to another commercial? Yes, we are. So we'll be back here in about 30 seconds. Next Level Broadcasting with Gaylord Athletics on the other side of this.
Today's game is sponsored by Twin Bay Docks, American Liner Systems, Traverse City, Cherry Capital TVC, Gaylord Seal Coating, Collar Clinic, Jimmy John's, Professional Seamless Gutters, and Gaylord Eye Care Center. Thank you for being a part of our broadcast.
And coming back into this one more punt by Byram for the Blue Devils. Gets the Sentinels back inside their own 30 with just under 3 minutes to go in the game. Well, they're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. That is Bradley once again working his way well upfield, past midfield and into Gaylord territory. Why not?
Yeah, that one's going to go down as a gain of 26 yards, Shane. And Bradley, once he turned the corner, had a lot of open field in front of him. And, man, he's been a workhorse all night long ever since Grant Simon went down with that injury. We do see Grant Simon with shoulder pads and pants off here on the Marquette bench. A lot of kids coming over saying hello and just checking on him as he was injured in the first half for the Sentinels.
Well, we hope for a fast recovery for him. Like we said earlier, it's always tough to see a high schooler get injured like that because playing time in your 4 years of high school, typically 2 on the varsity level, is so limited. And that this time around is Nemi once again. Gaylord doing a nice job with the backfield tackle. Finley Miller there doing a nice job wrapping him up.
I believe that's the first time we've called Miller's name.
Yeah.
And he got in there on some penetration. Connor Byram also in there late to finish off that run attempt. Approaching 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. This game has gone very fast. Kickoff was at 6 p.m.
Nice 2-hour affair. And it'd be nice to keep the clock running here as we have 1.5 minutes in the game left to go. 2nd and 13 for Marquette. Ford Richardson still in this one, and another sack goes on the board here for Gaylord.
Yeah, that time the Blue Devils brought the pressure on a blitz. Eventually the sack goes down for number 70, Ethan Chandler. First time we've called his name as well, Shane. So Blue Devils bringing in some depth here, getting some depth players and some reserve players an opportunity to get some snaps and some live reps. Good to see these players taking advantage of that and making the most of this opportunity.
So a 7-yard sack for loss there. Brings up 3rd and 20. As the clock ticks under a minute. .45 seconds and counting. Marquette looking for one last good play here with Richardson still on the field. Twins to the bottom, a single man to the top there on your screen. And that'll be a handoff to Bradley. Why not? He's done excellent all night long. Gets pushed out of bounds at the 40. About 5 yards short off a respectable 15-yard run there to get the first down.
Yeah, he was pushed out of bounds finally by Joseph Cummings. But with that pickup on 3rd down, it'll be 4th and 5, Shane. And the Sentinels will probably have one more play because Bradley went out of bounds on that one.
So a good quality win for Marquette here tonight. You know, you could wonder how their play was when they went up against teams like Alpena, Gladstone, typically not exactly power horses in the area, although they did beat them handily. They come in here against Gaylord, which, as we said, went to the regional finals last year, have played some quality opponents this year, kept the games close. Marquette kind of blew the can on this one.
Yeah, Marquette is the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we came in here scoreboard watching. We had seen some of the scores that they had put up against people, and they were lofty scores. I mean, really putting up some numbers, and they proved to me tonight that they're legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think between Marquette, Petoskey, I mean, it very well could be those teams coming down the stretch run for the Big North Championship this year. And I know that Marquette-Petoskey game is going to be a really good one this year. After seeing what we've seen on the field tonight for the Sentinels, you got to like the rest of the season outlook and going into next year that they've got a true quarterback in Ford Richardson.
That's exactly right. So a punt off here. Bounces inside the Gaylord 10-yard line, and it will be down at the 8. Bjorn Anderson there taking care of business.
So from everyone here at Next Level Broadcasting, want to thank all of our sponsors that have been a part of bringing this broadcast to you. Our friends at Twin Bay Docks, Collar Clinic, Gaylord Seal Coating, Jimmy John's, the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, American Liner Systems, and the Gaylord Eye Care Center. When you get an opportunity, thank those sponsors and those businesses and those places of business. Say, hey, we watched the Blue Devil game because of you, and we would appreciate that if you do. And also, if you get an opportunity to like and subscribe to the nextlevelbroadcasting.net channel, you'll be notified when the Blue Devils or any other team that you're interested in will be playing next. And you can like and subscribe to the Next Level Broadcasting YouTube channel as well to help support us in all of our endeavors here. So final score here, 30-0. Marquette Sentinels take this one and blank the Gaylord Blue Devils. And the Sentinels advance to 3-0. Gaylord goes to 0-3 on this 2024 campaign. Shane Smith, your final thoughts here from Marquette.
Well, I mean, Marquette was the real deal. They've got a lot to look forward to. We hope to see plenty of success for them the rest of this season. As they played Gaylord so well, it'd be nice to see them to make it to the conference championship, but they've got a lot in front of them to do so. For Gaylord, you know, another tough night tonight, but we've seen some good flickers of energy and expertise here on this team. No doubt that they'll continue to find their way as the season progresses. That's just a bit of a patience game for those of you watching at home. This Gaylord team, they've got a lot still from last year's excellent program. Just hang on. This team is a team with lots of pride and lots of fight in them, so don't be disgraced by what you saw here. They still put up a good effort overall, Charles.
Next week, the Blue Devils will be on the road taking on their conference rival, the Petoskey Northmen. That game is a huge game as it just pertains to bragging rights within the two closest teams in the Big North Conference, Petoskey and Gaylord. So the Blue Devils will be on the road. You can catch that game on Next Level Broadcasting Plus or streaming live on GaylordFootball.com or on NextLevelBroadcasting.net. So for our production crew up here in Marquette, for myself, Charles Strail, Shane Smith, our camera and executive videographer, Jessica Alcorn, we thank you for tuning in to this production of high school football, simulcasted live on NextLevelBroadcasting.com, GaylordFootball.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Next Level Broadcasting thanks you for making us a part of your Saturday evening. Until next time, good night.
You hear that, Jessica? You're an executive.